Be with you in a minute. Hey guys, Vic here, back with another vlog. Vlog number 50. Number 50. 50 vlogs. They should be good by now, shouldn't they? Haven't improved at all. I don't know why, but that's life. I'm just looking at my audio popping all over the place. Sorry about that. Yes, so vlog number 50. Yay! What I've got coming up is my 500th video. Mathematically speaking, you know, my 500th upload to this channel. So what I will do is, I will do a fancy video for 500. But this vlog, I've got so much to tell you about that it's just got to be what it's got to be. That's nice. Just chill. We're just getting set up. This is my vape at the moment. This is what I'm vaping on right now. My Velocity V2 and my Hexome 2.1, my TYV edition Hexome V 2.1 or 2, I can't remember. Yeah, still two things that I think just stand the test of time. The Hexome with its build quality and straight power, and the Velocity. I still rank this in the top 4 RDAs in the world ever. I still rank it super high, and you know, even if you don't rank it high, you have to bow to what it set forth, you know, with the Velocity style deck, you know. So I'm obsessed with my Velocity V2. That they are the Velocity V2 and the Goon V1. They are 2 RDAs I've used the most by miles out of everything. Also vaping on my Killer Custard, which is probably my favourite juice. So let's just get into it. So I'm going to shuffle the format around. I'm going to, like I did last time, I'm going to see how much time I've got for comments at the end. I think it works better that way as well, because I think it's only the really committed followers that stick around to the end of a vlog, and also they're the ones that interact with me and do the comments and get a response and all that. So I think it might work better that way around. I don't know. Okay, so what I've got to show you. First thing I've got to show you this amazing bit of fake mail since the last vlog. Rick Groves, the fabulous Rick Groves from the Ideal Ohm Show and modmaker.co.uk, gave me this. He sent me this in the post as totally random. I asked him to send me a Goon Squonk pin, because that is the place to go, modmaker.co.uk, if you need a Squonk pin for your Goon. I asked him to send me a Squonk pin for the Goon, and he sent me this Squonker. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? Just a little wooden mechanical affair. Yeah, it's great, and it's got all the Modmaker parts in it. So it's got a Modmaker Squonk bottle, a really nice and squidgy, an affordable squidgy, not crazy ridiculous price for a plastic bottle, or a silicone bottle. I don't know anything about squonking, and yeah, so it's just a mech. So if you take this door off, yeah, look, and that's his very own designed 510 as well, Modmaker 510, which like from what I've seen, most of the decent squonkers are now coming with these. You know, it's a few resistance, but yeah, it's going to be like the, you know, fat daddies of the squonk pin world. I think you know, it's going to be like a selling point of a squonker that it has this 510, because you know, he concentrated on voltage drop, you know, not having too much voltage drop. A lot of these squonkers, like 3D squonkers as well, especially, quite severe voltage drop. But this is great. I mean, you know, he made it for fun and then passed it on to me. But oh, it's great. It's great. Let's have a go on it. Massively over squonked on this. but it's brilliant. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love the goon. I love the goon. It works in squonky mode. It works in normal mode flawlessly. You know, a good RDA is a good RDA, irrespective of whether the juice is coming in from the top or the bottom. So right, so let's do this. What's going on with this hair? It's too hot to do anything with, and I need it cut. All right, so that was that. That's that. Thank you very much to Rick. He knows already, but yeah, modmaker.co.uk. Check it out. Oh, that was the place where I got this as well. This is a Squonk refilling bottle. Check out the last vlog if you missed it. But you can refill your Squonker through the 510 with this. Super ace, super ace, and they're live on the site now. They're available to buy. Very clever indeed. And you can use them with different bottles as well, because the threading on this metal cap is, you know, pretty standard. So you actually can use them on these sort of bottles as well, and they kind of work better on those. I'm going to do that. Yeah, so that's that. That's that. Oh, also I've got this as well since the last vlog. I think since the last vlog, from Brandon from Evolve. Hooked up all the Ideal Homies with this. It's a DNA 75C. What do they call it? What do they call it? It's just a box for. It's just a mod with the boarding, just to sort of give everyone an idea of the board and what it's capable of. I've got to say that you know, I think the temptation with the 75C. People's perception of it is that, oh, it's just a DNA board, but now with a bigger screen. There's way more to it than that. They've done a lot with this, and they've massively updated all the things you can do with this now. Quite the thing. And yeah, so it's a 75C. Like they've sorted out all those power issues, you know, for people that had the single 18650 DNA 70s. That had power issues, you know, low battery warnings and all that sort of stuff. Fixed all those sort of things. Really impressed with the DNA 75C. I'm going to look for a proper mod with it in, because I'm really enjoying playing with that. It's very impressive actually. I like, you know, it doesn't feel like sometimes like there's a lot of room to innovate, and then these guys bring out these things, and there's loads of cool stuff on that. So that's cool. I'll have a more in-depth look at that for the next vlog. I might, yeah, because I need to play with the software a bit more and all that sort of stuff. So that is that. But yeah, thank you to Evolve for sorting that out. Another thing, I'm flying through it. Another thing that I'm going to put a link in the description to is Battering Mooch. He's just done two really cool tests. He's done a test on life cycles of batteries and which batteries stand up best to over time of use. You know, which ones keep their capacity after cycle after cycle after cycle after cycle. He's done all the major sort of very popular ones. And that's really interesting, really cool, and it'll give you a good idea of what to do with your batteries and age of batteries and what you should be thinking about. And also, you know, it's very interesting to see which ones come out on top. So that's really cool. He did that test. I'm going to put a link to that in the description. And also, he did one about mech tubes. About mech tubes, about the different materials. You know, for a long time, people have believed that you need to get a copper mech in order to get the lowest voltage drop, you know, comp vapes and, you know, cloud chasing with an 18650 mech. And he sort of did some tests on that, you know, brass, stainless steel, copper, you know, how much does the tube impact, you know, the actual whole thing. And, you know, the tests are really interesting because they show it's really more about the components and the connections than the materials, you know, in the tube, which is really interesting. So that's really interesting. So if you want to have a look at those properly, click the links in the description to Moochy Pops. You're doing a great job, you know. It seems like he's had a new lease of life with it, and he's doing way more diverse tests and interesting tests, you know. So that's really cool. Right, here we go. An item that is not getting a review on this channel, unfortunately, is this. This is the Tesla Biturbo. Haha, what Have you seen it? Have you seen the fuss? Okay, so to release this product, it is a two atty affair, two atties going into one drip tip, and it's dual 18650 in series, and it's unregulated power, so it's pumping out in series, so like 8 volts. It has this fancy way of turning off the RDAs at the top, so you can just point at one, you know, or the other, and it's got all that going on. But it's caused a big stir, it's caused a big fuss. So the first thing they did, which is, you know, slightly silly, was they put starter kit on the box. Now, you really do not want a starter using something like this. Far too powerful. I think it was a lost in translation thing, and yeah, that was a crazy thing. I'll turn it on. You're going to want to see me vape it, aren't you? But yes, yeah, so it shouldn't have said starter kit on the box or whatever. So that's the thing. And the next thing, the worst thing, the biggest problem with this is underneath the mod and in the manuals and on the box, it says single atomizer minimum resistance 0.1, dual atomizer minimum resistance 0.2. You can't go that low on a series mech. You can't. You just it's too low. It's like 300 watts, and it's just, yeah. You're just putting that would be 45 amps, 50 amps, and you just cannot do that. You can't strain the batteries to that extent. I did a video called Building for Series, the Noisy Cricket, and it was a recommended build for that. And you know, like I said in that video, maybe 0.3 is the absolute lowest, and that's if you're crazy. And that's if you can handle 180 watts. But yeah, so 0.3 is an absolute cutoff, should be your absolute cutoff for series. And then maybe 0.4, 0.5, 0.6 is where you'll actually find a nicer, more typical sweet spot. But this just lets you fire insanely low, and you know that could cause battery issues, which is not good. Also, you know, because it's a 2 RDA affair, your resistance is gonna be low no matter what you do. So you're gonna get, so it's got issues. It's got issues beyond that as well. You know, I think it needs a complete rethink altogether. They've used undercoil, the undercoil airflow method for the actual RDA. Now, in series, you really just want to get as much air directly at the coil as possible and go up. In my opinion, you know, because with these, you know, you've got to paint the wicks and all that, and this dries out a wick like nothing else, you know. So the underflow, the undercoil, it works better with you like flavor chasing RDAs. I think the undercoil airflow. So I think it should have been side, and also you can't drip down the drip tip because of the nature of the design. So you've got to pull this off every time and then paint both all 4 wicks every time. And then you've got to put this back on and line it back up every time. They needed some clever way of being allowed to drip in this. And dripping it without it coming out of these air holes, which is another problem, obviously, with undercoil doodah. So I've currently got it in 1, pointing at 1 RDA, you know, like a normal human. So I've got it in 1 RDA. Crazy build, silly watts, and it's an absolute monster. Oh, if it fires. Oh, what are you saying? Oh, pointing it at the wrong. Oh, there you go. Pointing it at the wrong RDA. Don't know why. If I had one more vape on that, it would probably result in a dry hit. But it's just obscenely quick ramp up, exceedingly powerful. Let me see if I can just get loads of juice in here and have a proper big rip of it, just for fun. You know, obviously I'm not trivializing what's gone on. I'm not going to do a review of this. I know Tesla are looking at it and working out how to do it, because obviously they did go into production. So there are like 1,000 out there in the wild already. It's intense, man. Intense. That's about 170 watt vape through undercoil doodah. So very intense. So you know, I won't be reviewing that. I hope they either completely drop it or revise for a V2. Be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, it needs work. It needs work. It's complete miscomprehension of battery safety there, in my opinion. So that won't be getting a review. And last time I'm going to say it. Last time I'm going to say it. I'm going to contact Coil Art as well. I've just done the Azeroth RTA, which is good, but I'm not going to review this because it came to me not working. And yeah, I think it's a great. I think now I've got it working. And from what I've seen of others and all that stuff, I think as long as it just comes working, it's a fabulous kit. Really, really good mech. But mine was an early version and it came not working due to a slight manufacturing fault. And yeah, I can't do a good job of it because I'll be so conflicted in the video. So there you go. So that is that. Oh, another thing that's not going to get a review. This is the Illusion tank from Geek Vape. This is a Geek Vape Illusion tank, and it was sent to me by thevaporsupply.com. I've had terrible trouble with the main coil. They also do this coil as well, which is pretty doody. Just screw this off here. Look at that. Does that look familiar? It comes with this part here, so you can make very popular coils, you know, Aspire coils and stuff, if you can fit in here. So it's a funky tank, but I've had a lot of trouble with the stock coil head, their stock coil head in here. And it's been out yonks, and so I don't think anyone cares. So I'm not going to do a review of the Illusion tank from Geek Vape. However, yeah, it's a pretty neat tank. It's a pretty neat tank. If you see one in a sale thing, maybe have a look at it. It's really cool that you can use, you know, all that style of head. You know, there's loads in that shape of head. Heracles ones, Aspire ones, and all that stuff. Super tank ones. You know, so yeah. So that's it's a fairly cool tank. Not mind blowing, but fairly cool, middle of the road ish, with that cool feature of being able to use a lot of different coil heads. But it's been out ages, and I struggle with the original stock coil, and I can't review it. I don't think I don't think it would add any value to the world. So that one's not getting a review anyway. But thank you to thevaporsupply.com for sending me that. Next thing. Oh my goodness, 18 minutes, and I haven't even got into all the stuff that I've got in the queue. The next thing, I was asked to go over very quickly in a video. Got a comment saying, you know, it's really quite frustrating that you can't see all the juice up here. So I'm going to give you a really quick rundown of what I've got, starting right down here, but you can barely see. So I've got some Quacks Goose Juice down this end. I've got some Dripper Cloud. I've talked about these before. Dripper Cloud. A mate of mine does those. And then I've got Ice Cream Man, the Scream Man range down this end as well. I've got one of my favourite juicers in the world ever, Vape Kitchen Thai Mango Sticky Rice. More Ice Cream Man, more Dripper Cloud. I got this at a little vape meet near Derby. This is Steep House. This is Steeped House Dream. Steep House Dream. So that's a thing. I've got this Boston Bad Boy from TYV as well, part of their Sheck It line. I've got, sorry, I don't know what the audio's like here, but it's not going good, is it? Then I've got some juices from justadnick.co.uk. I've got Gluttony from DB, which is just the dream. The fact that I've got these in 100ml bottles probably tells you the story of how much I like them. I've got Monkey Jizz from Vaping King from justadnick.co.uk. I've got Gluttony from Just Add Nick. That's DB Liquids. I've got 100ml of those. I've got this one from Just Add Nick as well. And I've got this Wise Guys Bugsy from Wise Guys, and then 2 more from Just Dad Nick as well. These you might not have heard of in a way. Or you've either completely heard of them, you're totally immersed in them, or you've not heard of them at all. These are Derailment. Derailment, very popular on things like the Plumes of Hazard show. So I've got Railcracker and Baboose. The Railcracker is so good. I like Baboose, but Railcracker is off the chain. It's like a really sweet biscuit. It's like, it's really Moorish. It's fantastic. And it's like got a real spice to it as well. I can't vape it in the mornings, but I'm all over it in the evenings. Yeah, it's got like a really rich spice to it. I can't describe juice. I never have been able to. So, and the juice shelf doesn't change that much. So that's the juice shelf as of now. So, yeah, all the stuff in big bottles, all the stuff I recommend, you know, Killer Custard, Ice Cream Man, this one, everything from Just Dad Nick. You know, the great thing about Just Dad Nick is they only put juices on there that they like. They don't just buy a load of juice for the sake of it. Yeah. I don't know if that gets some vape shop owners' toes curling, but it just seems like there's a lack of quality control in some of the shops. But yeah, Just Dad Nick. So Derailment, this one, Vaping King, Derailment. I've said that 8 times. But yeah, so those are the juices that I've got at the moment on the go, and yeah, the ones in big bottles are the ones I'm borderline obsessed with. So that's all good. So that's the juice shelf. Last thing that's not new stuff that I want to talk about is the Penguin. Now the Penguin, I did a quick look video of the Penguin. I got the non-TPD version, the 8mm tank version, and the TPD version has now hit the UK by storm, taken the UK by storm, widely available now. And a lot of people have picked it up. And what you can do with the TPD version is you can take the 2mm tank. Let's see if we can get this out. I'm really struggling to get this out now. You can take the 2mm tank and you can pull some bits out and turn it into the 8mm tank that I've got here. Now, I did a quick look of this and I said I really liked it on face value, and at first I really liked it. However, you know, I am just one person and one person's take on how it's going. And the thing is with sub tanks, you know, anything that uses a stock coil is it's so dependent on the quality of the coil that you get, the potluck nature of these coils. And touch wood, I've had really good coils and I'm really enjoying my Penguin. However, a lot of people have come back. It almost seems 50-50 from Facebook I've seen, forums I've seen. Half people that I've got picked up a Penguin are having a nice experience. Half are having terrible trouble with the coils fading like fast, like 6mm of juice, 8mm of juice, or 2 days and they're gone, and that they're rubbished. I haven't had that issue. Sounds like 50% of people have, 50% of people haven't. My video was very much just a quick look at this because that's what I tend to do with these all-in-one starter kits. But I've got to say, I've done so much juice in this and I'm still really liking it. However, I can no longer, you know, widely recommend it to people because the truer test is when a lot of people get it. And a lot of people have got it now, and it sounds like it's struggling, you know, half of the coils aren't good. That's what it sounds like to me, half the coils aren't good. What I would say is the people that seem to be having the most trouble seem to be using the really thick stuff, you know, stuff like this, you know, the really dark juice, the really sweet juice, custards, really thick custards and things like that. They seem to be really struggling in the Penguin. I've always used 6mg really light and fruity juices in it because with these lower power things I like 6mg, so I like the fruity stuff. So I've always used, you know, fairly clean fruity juice, and so maybe I've not really made this work, you know, made the Penguin work for its money. I've got to say though, I've done so much juice, so much 6mg fruity juice through here, and I still think it's great. I really like the 6 ohm, 0.6 ohm heads though in here, whereas I see a lot of people seem to be getting it for the 0.25 heads, and you know, there's other things available for that sort of power. But anyway, yeah, so what I'm saying is, my point is that I'm still really enjoying mine, but I can no longer recommend it because the people have spoken, and it sounds to me a lot like it's yeah, it's a lot of people are struggling with it. That's all I'll say. So I'm not retracting my opinion, but I certainly would be far more hesitant recommending it to someone now. So that's a shame. Maybe they'll see the feedback, get the feedback, revise the coil heads or something. Hopefully they can do that. And they do like a new set of cartridges or something, because I still think it's great. Huge battery life, huge tank capacity, you know, really well made. So just those coil heads maybe need a tweak. I don't know. 26 minutes, and we haven't covered any of the new stuff that I've got coming in. And I haven't even thought about a giveaway either. Okay, so new stuff. Let's just do it. Let's just get into it. This, I've had this for ages. This now needs a review. This is the Icon 220 from eLeaf. Comes with another ELLO tank. Really, really love these tanks. I think the heads in these tanks are brilliant. Top fill's brilliant. And they work. They just work, these coil heads in these tanks. And I've used enough versions of this tank now, hopefully, for that to be a firm opinion. A lot of juice through here. Oh, this has got rail cracker actually, and so let's see how this is in the morning. It's fine actually. Okay, so what is this then? It's a 220 watt mod. It's got like this whole side firing thing. It's got a very alien-esque look to it. You know, it's one of this alien style mods they have now. You can fit big tanks on top. 220 watts, dual 18650. It's got quite an interesting screen. It's sideways on, and yeah, this one is holding up nice. I'm not a fan of the colour. Not gonna lie. There's some nicer colours available. The green looks pretty cool, and obviously I like stainless steel, mate. That's call me old-fashioned. But they sent me the golden red, so that's that. So I've got this coming up. This is standing up to some punishment, which is really good. And I'm a big fan of the tank, so in a lot of ways it's a winner. But it's got some interesting things and features and stuff, so that'll be an interesting review. And the next thing, it's got Baboo thing, that's funny. So the next thing I've got to review, this is not necessarily the order the videos will come out, I must stress that. They don't come out until I'm comfortable with them. If it's a full review, you know, they don't come out until I'm comfortable. This is the Govad RTA. So the Govad RDA was a thing from Bandy Vape, and this is their tank version of that. So it's a big single coil affair. It's got two clamps, and you just stick a huge single coil in it. Just chuck your wick down the sides. It comes with this little bit of plastic inside, which makes it a 2 mil capacity thing. And then if you look on their website, it says pull that out, and you've got a 4 mil thing. So I think they're playing fast and loose with the whole regulations thing. See how that goes, you know. Remember, just because a product is registered with the TPD, TRPR, it doesn't actually mean it's going to get approved. It doesn't mean it's going to get onto the approved list, you know. So vendors have to be very meticulous about their selection of products. And to be honest, they're taking the piss of the regs with that, putting that bung in and then telling people how to take it out. It's very complicated because the regs say at point of sale it must be a 2 mil tank. When you pick it out of the box and put juice in, it is a 2 mil tank, but also in the box is the ability, or not even in the box, in the tank there is the ability to make it 4 mil. So it's really grey. It's really grey. I would suggest that at point of sale this is a 2 or 4 mil tank. So if that's the case, that's not compliant. I don't know. It's really tricky. It's really grey. That's very interesting. What I will say though is this thing is so tasty. Got an alien in here. What's it come out at? 0.3. Oh, it's so good. The flavour is so intense. 55.5 watts, 0.3. Really, really tasty, really, really good. I'm having so much fun with this RTA. However, it does have some fundamental design flaws, so I'm actually really looking forward to reviewing that. So stay tuned for that if you can. I'm actually doing it in the right order. Oh, no, I'm not. Right, so I'll just start guessing what's coming next. Okay, so this is from Vactio. Vactio, do you remember them? This is the C2 from Vactio. Now, when this sat in the box in the Q box for ages because I just thought, oh, it's just a thing, you know, tank on top, stick battery. And then I got it out and it's massive, it's massive. It's not just a little stick thing, it's huge. It's either 24 or 25 mil wide. And the coil heads are no joke either. The one I've got in is a 0.2 coil head. Basically like a big chunky mech that just has a tank ready to go. It's got all the electronic safety, obviously, as well. It's a bit like a Kanga. Like Kanga did a product like this, didn't they? Says underneath 3,000 mAh. Really chunky, big thing. Not like obscene, you know. It just looks like a mech with a tank, really. But it's real chunky. It's got a lovely finish on it as well. It's like rubberized, but really hard rubberized, like matte. Oh, it's a really nice finish. Really nice fire button. The coil head's fantastic so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. It's just perverse what I like and don't like. You know, flip a coin. There's really no pattern to it. The simplicity of that, I'm really enjoying. And that vape, you know, that Mech .2 tank vape, you know, that's right up my street as well. So it's made for me really. I just have to see how we get on with that over time. But that is in the queue anyway. This kind of isn't in the queue. This is another thing from Vactio. What's this one called? Oh, I'll say on here, won't it? P1 Mini. This is the P1 Mini. The mod is tiny, really tiny. Look at that. Look at that. The mod is absolutely tiny. The tank is as long as the mod. Really, really tiny thing. And it's got some funk going on. So what it is it's a tiny little 1300 mAh built-in battery. 5 clicks on. And so you've got this tank, and this tank can do like 20 to 50 watts. And what you've got is you've got 3 lights. So you see these 3 lights? That's 50 watts or thereabouts. You click it 1, 2, 3. Click it 3 times and it goes down to 1 light. See how that's firing of 1 light? And then 1, 2, 3, and you're on 2 lights. So that's like 20, I think it's like 20, 30 and 50 watts, or 30, 40 and 50 watts, something like that on the lights. So it's like a little mechy thing, but you can actually tailor it to your vape, you know. The tank is really nice. I've used the tank on another mod and it's really nice. However, on this mod, it don't fire. It's not doing anything. And I've tried other tanks on here and they're not doing anything. So there's something wrong with this mod. There's something wrong with the mod because the tank is working fine. I need to get in touch with them. So that's not in the queue. But a shame because I really wanted to experience the steps of power on this and see how it performed because the tank's lovely. The tank's only a little 20 mil jobby, but it's really nice actually. So that's a shame. I love that these sort of products are coming now with actually good coil heads. It's a thing. Right, next thing. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to keep plowing through all this stuff. So this is the Viva Kita. Viva Kita. What does it say on the box? It's the Fusion 2 starter. Ooh, Fusion 2 starter kit. What does it say? Designed by Viva Kita in the US, assembled in China. Fusion 2 starter kit. What is it, right? It's this. It's got a screen up top here. It's an all-in-one. The coil comes out of here. You know, just pulls out, and it's just a coil, and it doesn't work. You know, you can't use a tank in here. It just is what it is. And the coil heads are 0.25, and I've got mine at 40 watts. So it's like like a Plato or something like that, but comes with quite low ohm coils. 40, 50 watt sort of coils, and this goes up to 50 watts. Screen's on top, you fill in, the tank is there, and you fill it to there. But it's got a really nice feel to it. It's got a really nice feel to it in the hand. Unlike those, and I'm not, they're good products, the Platos and things of this world. But they're sort of quite plasticky feel to it. This is like a really metally feel to it. I think it's quite stylish in a way. I don't know, maybe, it might just be me, but in the hand, I don't think pictures do it justice at all. But in the hand, it's got a really nice, sturdy sort of pocket feel to it. It does all right. The flavour and clouds. I must say, and I'll talk about it more when I review it, the first tank of juice was not good. And then as soon as I got through that first tank, I don't know if the coil broke in, the cotton broke in, or whether the tank wasn't super clean at the manufacturing stage. But once I got through that first tank, it's been all right. It's been pretty good. So that's a thing. What else to go along? So showing you that, showing you that. I've not shown you this though, have I? Check this out. This is the Q Box. Look at that fanciness. The Q Box from Joytech. This is. I did show you the. Oh, it's in the car. I did show you the QAIO from Joytech. I gave you a quick look at that. This is like the box version. Oh, one thing I should tell you about the QAIO. It has this feature on it that I didn't know when I did the quick look. When the mod's off, if you hold down the fire button, the light changes to red. And if you vape it in red mode, apparently what's going on is it's set at 3.7 volts. So the entire time until it tells you to charge it, it's doing 3.7 volts. An interesting feature that doesn't mention in their manual or on their website at all for that product. I saw a comment on my video and I checked it out, and yeah, that's the thing. But then this one is like a bigger version of that, and it doesn't have that feature. So strange. But yeah, so that's your battery indicator on top. It's fully charged. Same tank as the QAIO. It's got this child safety thing, so you can't take the top off unless you line it all up properly. It's got these little heads in it, 0.6 head, 15 to 28 watts. The advantage of the box one is bigger battery life, slightly more ergonomic, you could argue as well, but still very small, still very, very small, very, very well made. It's got a really nice feel to it, really chunky. I really like the fire button as well, actually, if I'm being honest. So this is almost like Joytech's answer to the Endurers, the Innokin Endurers, because the Innokin Endurers, they had the T22, was it, which was their boxy one with bigger battery life, and they had the T18, which is the little tube one. So this is almost like Joytech's versions of those, if you like. Only thing is, unlike those Endurers, I'll try it with reduced air. I think lung hits better than those Endurers. But your mouth to lung, I'm not sure. The coil's got too much space in it, it's too big a hole of a coil. So it's kind of tricky to get a really genuine mouth to lung on them. But as an out and about pocket thing, or a first mod for someone that's going from the petrol station vapes to a proper thing, smoker that is, it's a thing. And the flavour's quite neat, and it's really well made. So that's an interesting one. So that's the Q Box. Probably get a quick look as well, because just that nature of mod, I tend to just do quick looks for. Keep going. We'll keep going. Another thing I've got is this. This is from Hangsen. The juice people. Now, their juice ain't great. Like, I'm just going to tell you how I feel. The juice ain't great, and that's a thing. And we all know that, and we can talk about that till the cows come home. But let's put that to one side. Let's put that to one side and just evaluate their hardware separately from their juice. This seems to me, it says Hangsen there. This is an incredibly well-made thing. It's a little all-in-one. stick thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're lighting up. And yeah, it's a tank. You just lift the coil out and fill the cup up, you know, in that style that a lot are doing now. It's got a magnetic little lid, which is very handy, and that does stick to the bottom as well. This one does mouth to lung quite nicely. It's got a nice high nick in here. When using these things, if you're a proper vapor and using these things, you've really got to tailor your vape to the fact you're using these things. So you've got to up your nick, you know, get a flavour in that is very, you know, nice and strong, or mentally or fruity, you know. Get a strong juicing, because you're not going to get the same flavour you're going to get from a big dripper, you know. So up your nick, lower your VG, get a big flavourful juice in here, and you will have much better results. So yeah, charge it there, all in one jobby. I can't remember what the ohm of the coil is, but you just fill it up, and it is pretty solid, and you can get a nice little mouth to lung on that one. So that's quite a nice starter. I would like to see Hangsen with their reach get that into service stations, garages, petrol stations, things like that, because it's certainly better than the Egos and Ego Twists of this world, C4s and all that. So that's an interesting thing. We will look at that. They did send me some juice as well, but you know what it is. You know what it is. That juice. I don't really think we've got time for comments. You know, I will do 5 comments. I'll do 5 lucky comments. What are you gonna win? What are you gonna win? I'm gonna give this away. This is the X-Taste 250, X250. This is the V2 where they fixed the top section and the software. The X-Taste 250 watt mod. If you want to win this, email me. cd_v1ck@hotmail.co.uk. No, hotmail.com. cd_v1ck@hotmail.com. Put giveaway 50 as the title or subject of the email. In the body, put your name and address. Yeah, so that's that. If you want to win that mod, do that. So that's that. If I go to my channel, not going to have time to talk about any of the things, but I've talked about the Joytech, I've talked about the Penguin. I hope you guys enjoyed the drop test on the exoskeleton. They were just a bit of fun. They really were massively meaningless. So the 49 was the one where we talked about Expo quite a lot. John from the Ideal Home Show says, most appropriately dressed at Expo 2017. I'll take that. We talked about John in his dress, didn't we? That was a thing. Nath Law 44 says, I too was really impressed with Tesla Cigs. Picked up the 2.3 at Expo after seeing your review. Love the fire button. Also cannot wait for their new mod to come out. Boxer looking, yeah, they've got a really cool mod coming out. So yeah, that's cool. Hello, Nath Law. Daniel Goodchild says, another great vlog as usual, Richard. Shame I missed you and the other Omis at Expo. Seriously upset that I missed John in his dress, lol. Keep doing what you're doing, mate. It works for me, even when it's not something that I'm interested in. I still watch to see your opinion. I also work in a vape shop. It's reviews like yours that help me decide what to stock for our customers. That's cool. Cool, Daniel. That is awesome. Daily Walker says, hi Richard, for your 50 vlog, how about a bit of fun and a recap of some of your old vids on gear and stuff like that? Yes, Daily, I'm coming up to 500 videos. I'm going to do a really special 500 video for them. 500 video will be something special. Okay. Andre says, if I was Christopher Nolan, I'm most definitely going to cast John for Batgirl. He looks spicy hot in that dress. Richard Davis says, I'm new to your channel, so figured I'd say hi. Love your presentation style, very chill and calming. Went to Expo last October and it was great. Are you looking to go to the next Expo if they do another in October again? I will. If you can hear that aeroplane going over the top, then sorry about that. I will definitely be going to the B2B day of the Expo. I don't know if I will be going to the other days. I'm sort of a bit expoed out. Steve Tompkins says, good job, Rich. Totally agree about the SX Flask. Just wish you could lock the side buttons. Also, the slight overhang on the Hurricane bugs me. Expo was great. Unfortunately, never saw you to say hi. Keep up the good work, mate. You probably didn't see us because we were in the pub the whole time. The entire time we were in the pub. Even when John did that lap of Expo, that was actually going on in the pub using a green screen. So that is that. Sinistral says, nice vlog, sir. I haven't popped my Expo Jamfest cherry yet, but from what you and the bloke in the shed has said about banging music and general technical and nonsense, I think you might be onto something with a more civilized event. How about something smaller scale and geared more towards hardware rather than juice? What I would say to that is a Vape Fest. Check out Vape Fest. That is way more civilized. Yeah, what is way more civilized compared to Expo. So check that out. Yes. Sorry, I haven't got more time to do comments. This is way too long. This is way too long. But yes, that's the thing. So that's the thing. I still feel there is room for just a really chilled out Expo that's in like a huge pub or something. I know that's being done, but just done on a really nice, in a really nice way, really chilled out. Because it's more about the meat, isn't it? Once you've been vaping a while, it's not about the stalls, it's about the people. Anyway, yeah, but check out Fest. That's way more civilized. You'll enjoy that. Sorry, I haven't got time to read more comments. Good luck with the giveaway. Thank you for continuing to watch this channel in spite of everything. And yeah, loads of stuff coming up, loads of stuff, and there's more than that as well, you know. That's the stuff that's out, that's currently in testing. Actually, that's not even true. There's other things I haven't shown you, but you'll see them. You'll see them when they come up. A live vlog, you know, a lot of people are doing these live vlogs now. I'm not against that. It's definitely a thing I will look at. Let me know if you're interested in that. I don't know. I do have concerns about it. My concerns are the quality of the replay for the people watching it on replay. Obviously, far more people watch it after it's gone live than watch it live, you know, and for all those people, they have to put up with the quality of the video and the fact that they can't see chat unless you use special software. So they can't see the chat, they can't get involved with the chat, and the video quality suffers. So I'm a little bit hesitant on the live thing, but I'm not against it at all. What I'd probably do is not a vlog live. I'd probably just do a live one-man show, or maybe get a couple of friends in and just do something live just for variety, just to have a general chat rather than having to show you on all these products and all that stuff. Anyway, so we'll think about that. We'll do that. All good stuff. All good stuff. Thanks for watching. I won't keep you any longer. I've been Vic, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.